the double team. LaRavia fires the three and buries it.
Second half of the ACC season.
Jake LaRavia has had a terrific night.
Nice.
With his assist, he's also leading the ACC in assists.
Not bad, not bad.
Jake LaRavia, that is
Damn.
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. And the fact that they have Jake LaRavia on their radar, man. So when I found out they did have him on the radar, I had to check him out. And I gotta tell you, he does have some good things about him. 6'8", good size, good wingspan, 6'9", okay, good toughness, good basketball IQ, and that's what really is going to sell him for the San Antonio Spurs, is his IQ on the court and his tendency to be in the right place at the right time. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, good people, I'm not going to keep you long today, but I did want to make a video about this player because the Spurs have recently worked him out, and I got curious about what he could possibly bring to the table. So just looking at him and looking at the first, few highlight reels, he came across as kind of like a three-point shooter, someone that can, shoot the ball from deep, which he can. He shot 38%, and during his college career at Wake Forest. He also, averaged around 15.7 rebounds, okay, a block, 1.7 steals, okay. So he does have a defensive, air about him. But I couldn't shake the fact that he reminded me of McBuckets, aka, Doug McDermott. But he does seem to have more of a tendency to, one, go to the basket, draw contact, get to the free throw line, where he shot around 78-79%, by the way, and he had more of a defensive prowess. So the Spurs are looking to probably let McDermott go or trade him or something like this. This would be a pretty suitable replacement, maybe not immediately, but something that's a player that kind of brings the same thing that McDermott did, but a little bit more defensive toughness and a little bit more willingness to, mix things up and go to the cup, okay? Now, by the way, once I mentioned mixing things up, he doesn't have really any athleticism. He is definitely a floor bound player. Looking at his highlights, he may have had one or two dunks, and that was like stretching it. He is definitely a pedestrian player. He uses his size, he uses his weight to kind of maneuver his way into the basket. Very crafty. He kind of has a Boris Diaw feel when Boris was on the San Antonio Spurs, and he was a little bigger, a little heavier, and didn't have the athleticism. He kind of reminds me of that type of player. So I could kind of see him being a Spur. He kind of fits that mold. He's projected to go in the late first round. So, some people have the Spurs using the 20th pick or the 25th pick for this guy. I definitely would not do that. I will probably only get this guy if he fell in the second round. Like, he fell in the second round and he was there at 38. I would definitely consider picking this guy up because he does have the offensive tools that will help the San Antonio Spurs stretch the floor, help the San Antonio Spurs, be more versatile offensively when we need a bucket, and etc. He also has, a solid passing touch, because he does have a high basketball IQ. So I can definitely see him going in the second round. And I can also see him falling to the second round because he could get mixed, he could be left out of the mix in such a talent heavy draft, a draft that has so many athletic players, and athleticism is so key in the league today that, he might be there in the second round. And so if I'm the San Antonio Spurs, I definitely would scoop him. I'm not sold on him, us using 25 for him, but I wouldn't be completely disappointed. But you just have to be careful because he is a wing player. He is one of those, combo forwards. Can he bang in the league with power forwards, and keep up with their athleticism? That remains to be seen. Now, one thing about him that I did find surprising was that his defensive numbers were up there with the Jeremy Sohans and the Terry Easons. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, I didn't see that coming for a player like this, okay? He did come across as, a typical Doug McDermott type of guy. Great offensively, but lacking defensively. But he actually has shown potential with steals and blocks that he can hang with the big boys somewhat, which is huge. Now, that could very well change with the speed of the NBA. That's the only thing I'm worried about, because he's definitely not a high flyer. He's not the quickest person. He doesn't have really any burst. He gets in the paint with his craftiness, with his IQ, with his knowledge. And he gets the ball up off the backboard and he gets it to go in. Can he keep that up against, the Zions of the NBA? That's the only concern I have. But his defensive numbers are very impressive from a Spurs perspective. At the end of the day, LaRavia is one of those players that is very smart. He feels like a Spur. He'll fit well in the Spurs system. He links up with Pop and Chip. They could really bring out the potential in him. It's just that I don't see him as a first round pick. We will have to try to scoop him up in the second round, which I would have no problem with, because he definitely has talent. He has showed flashes of being a solid role player that we may need on this team. He has the size, he has the length, he has the tenacity, and he's going to work hard on defense. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comment section, are you sold on this player? Maybe for the second round, maybe for number 25. Let me know how you feel in the comments, and check out the other videos on the channel. Don't forget to hit up that superhero playlist. Check out Tony Parker's crazy Marvel statues, baby. I got that as a short. Check that out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.